I'm live, everyone, and welcome to this 4-day masterclass for soon to be site owners and clinical research entrepreneurs. We're going to be here for 4 days, Monday through Thursday, for this masterclass. So get ready to take some notes. This will be recorded. I need to make sure my mic is on, and it is on. And I will wait a few minutes to make sure I am up and running. I'm going to hop on LinkedIn right quick to see. Let's see. Yep, I am live now on LinkedIn, and I'm going to go to YouTube to make sure it's working there. Let's see. Okay, it is streaming. It won't show up until later. Oh, yep, I'm live. Okay, great. Okay. All right. Hello. I am again excited to be here, and we are going to go ahead and get started on this masterclass. Okay, let me go back. This is LinkedIn for clinical research site owners. If you're looking to become a clinical research site owner, 4-day masterclass. And I will tell you why shortly, why I call it the multi-million-dollar marketing strategy for clinical research entrepreneurs. Now, this means marketing strategy, not you actually having the money in your hands as of right now, because there's a process to getting to that point. And it's definitely not an overnight process, and it's not easy. Who is this masterclass for? To sum it all up, it's for anyone that's in the healthcare field. If you're a doctor or nurse or someone like myself that was in the healthcare field, if you're looking or CRC or CRA, just curious about what it takes to actually market yourself appropriately to become a site owner, or if you're looking to become a site owner. If you're creating courses or mentorships, if you're a small site owner and maybe you're just afraid of, going live on LinkedIn like this is for you. It's also for anyone that's wanting to, or clinicians or investigators ready to build credibility and attract study opportunities, especially if you're new to this area or if you're new to this industry. It's also for consistent action takers willing to post, network, and go live at least monthly on LinkedIn. And we'll get into the reasons why you should. Also, it's for professionals. If you are ready to commit to at least 3 to 6 months to becoming recognized voices in research entrepreneurship or in the clinical research industry, you're looking at a consistent more than 3 to 6 months, but you at least need to show up consistently 6 months back to back, at least 6 months. And honestly, it's way more than that. If you're ready to start your own clinical research site, you can email me at iam4health@gmail.com for more information, or you can fill out the application, which I will show you right here, which will be in the comments soon. As a matter of fact, there is the application link, and then also, I thought I had it in the comments. Oh, show comments. They're here in the comments section too, and they're starred. Okay. Let's go. Moving right along. If you I have a lot of new followers on LinkedIn. And if you do not know me by now, of course, my name is Alicia Moore. I'm the CEO of Clinical Science Research Solutions, and I have my own nonprofit organization. I am Research and Wellness Foundation. I always talk about being visible on LinkedIn. And I always discuss how a lot of entrepreneurs or individuals that are looking to become an entrepreneur, their digital footprint is not strong, or it doesn't really exist at all. If you are looking to land B2B clients, physicians to partner with you whenever you get ready to open up your clinical research site, academic partners, community organizations, philanthropic funders, investor groups, if you have a nonprofit organization, you're going to have to put yourself out there on LinkedIn so you are no longer going to be invisible. You want to be visible because it's going to create trust. You're going to be seen as, again, the SME in your area of expertise. And then also you'll see in the next few slides why it's important to show up and create content that speaks to your avatar or speaks to the list of people or list of companies that you see right here on this slide. I always use Sikeston, Missouri as my case study because the truth of the matter is, I always say, and it's true, clinical research doesn't exist here until now. It's good to use your lived experience as a case study where you live, because you'll be able to articulate your story and in your LinkedIn newsletter a lot better and clear. And that should be attractive to, let's say, B2B clients or those academic institutions that maybe you are going to be presenting some kind of project to. You'll be able to explain what you have going on or the lack thereof much better than someone that's not living your experience. So again, for those that do not know, this area, we don't have any PIs. This area, we don't have any aspiring site owners. And nonprofit organizations in the clinical research space, that does not exist either until I came along. And I created the foundations and the businesses and the courses and things like that, so we can help drive more awareness. And in order to do so, I need to present myself as the SME in a research naive area. And I need to consistently keep showing up, because again, the goal for you is to let people know that you are very well educated and you know how to help solve their problems, whether it's at the community level, B2B level, academic level, tech vendor level, still B2B. You need to be showcasing what those B2B clients could be missing out on, or the partnerships they could be missing out on, or how they're going to benefit from partnering with you. But they're not going to know if you're not showing up on LinkedIn and creating content, educational content, case studies, writing in your LinkedIn newsletters, and going live, YouTube, LinkedIn at the same time. What is the visibility powerhouse for site owners? Doing what I'm doing now, going live on LinkedIn, whether it's a webinar, podcast, masterclass like this. You can call it a webinar, if you will. And what it's showing is, first of all, you are confident enough to talk on camera. You're actually real. You're showing your face. They're hearing your voice, your leadership style, your scientific literacy, especially if you're very strong in the scientific space and you like to explain to people how the medicines work in the body or the processes on how it works within the body. Your confidence, again, your process, your teaching ability, your communication skills, your consistency, your thinking process, the clarity of your thinking process, how you're solving a problem in real time, and your credibility. It boosts credibility like crazy. It strengthens the trust, because B2B leaders, they're not just following the company, they're following you. They're following your story. And it's possible whenever they continue to keep following you, maybe that's something, it's a solution they've been looking for that you have to offer. But if you're not showing up on LinkedIn, they're not going to find you. Then that's a missed opportunity in so many ways that you can even imagine. So you won't be able to place yourself in rooms that you never thought you could be in if you're not showing up consistently and creating content, especially if this is something that you wanted to do. That's what I truly believe in. And I say this because that's what I'm doing now. And the partnerships and the way I position my business now, I've placed myself and my business in front of larger B2B vendors, academic institutions. We'll get into a little bit that later, a little later. And then medical schools, principal investigators, experienced principal investigators, especially if you're looking for one. That is a clear opportunity in which the way I see it is to, whatever opportunity that you have. Let me go with PecorNet. PecorNet, I am working on a huge grant, thanks to my grant manager for exposing it to me. And essentially, I basically took off with it. And, I scheduled the consultation meeting with PecorNet, and we are in preparation. I got to fill out the application, and there is a webinar that I will be giving in front of massive amounts of businesses, organizations that I never thought I could ever dream of. And it's not just one state here, one state there. This is nationally. So you keep showing up like that, then the opportunities that come before you, to me, will be endless because you're opening up the doors for the B2B interactions. Okay, back to it. B2B leaders, they follow people and not companies. They buy into your thinking, not your title. When you go live consistently, you become memorable, trusted, familiar, recognized, recommended, and respected. And here on the right side, I'm just showing you one of the LinkedIn lives I did, I think a few months ago. I think that was a 4-day stretch on how to, let's see here. What was it? LinkedIn newsletter for clinical CEOs. I did a 4-day stretch in that on that topic, and I'll be doing one again. But that's just to show you that I have proof I do go live. If you don't know me by now, now you know. I came across this article. It's a thought leadership article written by Edelman, a LinkedIn report. And as I'm going to go through this, I want you to sit and think about the fact that if you're not coming to LinkedIn and posting content, think about what you could be missing out on. Okay, here's the thinking process for C-suite leaders. 9 out of 10 C-suite leaders say they're more receptive to outreach from companies that consistently publish thought leadership. Again, I want you to sit and think on the data here. This is data. This is not me just making things up. %73% of decision makers say thought leadership is more trustworthy than traditional marketing materials. I want you to type in the comments your thoughts on that. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that's a thing? I can give you my opinion, but I want you to tell me why. Your thinking process. 54% say a single piece of thought leadership caused them to explore a product or service they thought, or a product or service they were not previously considering. 54%. So it's worth you getting online, going live on LinkedIn consistently, telling people what you actually do, the problem that you solve, and why, and how it's beneficial for not just you, but for your future B2B client and or partnership with whomever you sign the contract with. 7 in 10 decision makers say consistent leadership makes them think more positively about an organization. Why do you think that could be? Among those who researched a company after reading Thought Leadership, 60% realized they were missing a major business opportunity. So if you have a business, it is imperative you get online, and I will preach and preach and preach. You get online and you show up on LinkedIn. And I will tell you this, do not show up on LinkedIn complaining. Complaining doesn't fix a problem. Now, if you show up on LinkedIn and you articulate a problem, then you state the solution to the problem. That's a totally different story. But if you're going on LinkedIn and you're whining and complaining and saying why or bashing companies, that won't work. That's not going to bring you the clientele that you need. It's not going to build your business, build your brand. If anything, it'll probably scare them off and let them know, like, hey, if you're bashing other companies, whether it's legit or not, then what's the possibility of you bashing our company? You need to get on there and show that you are a problem solver for the big B2B clients, B2B institutions. 86% of decision makers say they're more likely to invite an organization into the RFP process if they publish high quality thought leadership. Food for thought. So what does that mean for you as a clinical research entrepreneur? Well, if you don't show up and if you don't create content, thought leadership content on a consistent basis, you will be missing out on opportunities. And it's not because no one is necessarily giving it to you. You're not really giving yourself a chance to be noticed, so those opportunities can come to you, but you have to do the work. There's a big misconception for people that are looking to get into this industry, and or maybe if you're wanting to become an entrepreneur, that you're not going to have to pay your dues. And you won't have to invest in yourself. That you're sadly mistaken if you think you're going to get anything for free. So you're going to spend the time, money, and effort building your business, building your brand. A lot of sacrifices will be made, and in some ways you will be working for free for yourself for quite some time. But on the flip side, it's best that you keep your day job, which is something I'm still doing until you see consistent revenue coming in from your business. And even sometimes there are some people that still keep like a little day job on the side because the, market can be very iffy. So you want to keep multiple streams of revenue coming in from any which way possible. And that's something we'll get into later. Again, so if you do not publish, you're not going to exist to B2B clients. All right. Let's get into, I call it Alicia's 5-step visibility blueprint. Step 1, proactive. Step 2, recognition. Step 3, opportunities. Step 4, funding. Step 5, improvise, rinse, and repeat. So let's go ahead and go back to being proactive. I've got some notes here. Okay. Being proactive means you are intentional about using the resources that have been presented to you, whether it's by a mentor, your grant manager, or any kind of industry guides that you have access to. You're not waiting for opportunities to come to you. You have to create the momentum. You don't wait for somebody to continue to keep hand-holding you. Once you have the tools that you need, you go ahead and execute your plan. Now, let's say with my grant manager, she's my grant manager for a reason. I don't know it all whenever it comes to writing grants, proposals, letters of intent. I don't know it all, but that does not mean I cannot be proactive as she presents a grant opportunity to me, like this recent one here. I've been proactive and I actually love it because I'm learning a lot from this process, with me doing more of a deep dive with her instead of her just, kind of doing a one-off by herself and me just giving her information here and there. I'm really going in and doing a deep dive and doing a lot of the research myself. And I'm understanding that whenever it comes to writing your letter of intent, the key words that you need to use from that particular funder is very important on how you learn how to do those, because it's a good learning tool and a learning process to go through. An example I just mentioned, I've implemented the tool given to me by my grant writer. I have positioned IAM and CSRS correctly in the funding ecosystem. I've acted immediately on consultations and the application processes. I didn't wait for her to tell me to do it, especially with this one here. I initiated the consultation meeting on my own. And that is what led me to securing a PCOR net, again, consultation. And it has led me to secure a partnership with one of the a tech vendor meeting, which led to the partnership. You being proactive will ignite your business pipeline, which will lead into step number 2. So step number 2, recognition. Whenever you've been proactive, it's going to come a time whenever you are going to be recognized by the industry because you're providing value, and you're going to be recognized by the right people. I use myself as an example. I was invited to present a National PCOR Net webinar. We're in preparation for that right now. As a matter of fact, I have to fill out the application and send back to the PCOR Net team. And then I'm working on my slide deck to present to the PCOR Net resources that they have, the academic institutions, medical schools, clinical research site networks, experienced principal investigators. And this is not just in one state here, this is nationwide. My LinkedIn growth can place you and has placed me in front of key state national holders, key national stakeholders. Said that backwards in a way. After you have, let's say, presented a webinar, a high-end webinar in front of those bigger organizations such as that, they're going to become curious and start looking at your profile. And whenever they start looking at your profile, it's best that you have a strong digital track record and good content, and you're working on developing and refining the content that you put out there on LinkedIn and YouTube. Your content positions you as a thought leader, or your content will position you as a thought leader in whatever area you're in. So my content positions me as a thought leader in a research naive area, because I know what it takes to build a business here. It's not your traditional business model. Now, as an entrepreneur, the foundations are similar, but there are nuances to it, and that's okay. So after the recognition, step 2, recognition leads to opportunities. Step 3, that leads to doors being opened, collaborations, contracts, and invitations into high-level spaces. I use myself as an example because I want to give you real-world experience from what I'm doing, and not just what you could potentially do, or what I could potentially do is what I am doing. I have secured, once again, a tech vendor contract, and I cannot wait to say who it is. As I said, I started working on this process last year. As a matter of fact, July 2024, we started then. I gave my demo last year. It was this year. I gave the demo this year, met with them last year, gave the demo, I think back in January 2025. And then we have literally sealed the deal on November the 12th. Contract has been executed. And then, of course, one once the other layer comes in, then the announcement will come. But again, we're at the opportunity. I'm at opportunities here. Okay. The other thing I have done is I'm building slides, my presentation slide deck for a national PCORnet presentation. National, not just for one state or not just for one conference, either whether it's online like I did here recently. I mean, that could be shared nationally, but this is intentional. The invitations are sent out across the board, across the United States, to the resources or to the partners that they have within their, always call it ecosystem. That's my word. Which has helped me gain access to large academic institutions, site networks, and experienced PIs, as I mentioned before. At this point, I'm no longer necessarily chasing those opportunities. I'm receiving those opportunities now. That's only because I've been doing the work. I actually opened up my business in 2023. So, and then I've been consistently showing up on LinkedIn and YouTube within the last 6 months, and I'm going to continue to keep doing it. Opportunity is where visibility becomes access. And again, step one, you need to be proactive. You need to treat your business like you're married to it. I mean, at least I do. People laugh at me whenever I tell them, like, oh, my laptop is like my husband. And I truly mean exactly what I say. It's like my husband. I'm married to it. That's because I love what I do. I'm in love with it. And I'm investing my time, my money, and my energy into making sure that it's built right and it has a strong foundation. Whenever and I listened to Dan Safira, if you're listening to me, I listened to one of his recent YouTube videos. It takes a lot of grit to be an entrepreneur. It does take a lot of grit to become a site owner. And for him, he has experience as being a site owner that still takes grit and passion and consistency. If you don't have any of those things, then you're working in the wrong spot. You really don't need to be an entrepreneur. Or if you're thinking that opportunities are just going to fall into your lap, well, you need to think again. It's not going to happen. It's the consistency. It's the grit. It's the showing up. It's the creating content. It's the failing. It's getting back up and dusting yourself off. That's going to help you build the strong visibility that you need to present yourself the multi-million-dollar opportunities, partnerships, grants, whatever. That leads to step 4, funding. Funding is not going to come overnight. And a lot of times, I guess it depends, but a lot of times whenever you open up your own business, it takes a while for that funding to show up. But whenever you start building your infrastructure, being proactive, you're going to be recognized, the opportunities are going to come, then the funding will come eventually. But you cannot skip steps 1 through 3 and think you can get to step 4 without doing the work. Even before money hits your bank account, your infrastructure and visibility now places you in the multi-million-dollar funding arena. If you're doing it this way. Again, I use myself as an example. You are now actively, or actually I am now actively preparing multi-million-dollar PCORI proposals. I will be collaborating with national research networks. National, that's huge. It's huge for somebody that lives in a small town such as Sikeston, Missouri. Again, I am Research and Wellness Foundation and Clinical Science Research Solutions as credible, scalable, and fundable. I still have a ways to go, but I'm much further along today than what I was in 2023. Whenever you step into step number 4, now you are in the multi-million-dollar arena. And I do remember, and this is so true, we all do things to make money because, breathing air doesn't pay the bills. Love doesn't pay the bills. those things that just having a thought doesn't pay the bills. We all want to be funded for our work, and we all need to get paid, not unless you want to be, I mean, if you're one of those that thinks in a silly manner and think that you should just give out everything for free, that doesn't work. You'll be homeless and your business will fail. We all want to be funded and we all want to get paid. And then if it's big enough, you're going to be able to pay others or to help fund others or to help, give out scholarships to a rural area, which is what I am in the position to do now, or positioning my organization to do. Or because I have a nonprofit organization, I've partnered with Grow with Google, and I have 500 licenses to give out to anyone that enrolls in 500 licenses to anyone that is going to take those Coursera courses. So that's another topic to get into later. Step number 5, you improvise, because you're going to fail at something will flop, and you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and improve it, improvise it, and then rinse and repeat steps 1 through 4. And then 5, too. So, what are the negative impacts of you not creating a strong marketing strategy on LinkedIn as an entrepreneur, especially if you're wanting to become a strong entrepreneur with a strong foundation? Again, this comes from the Edelman, not guide, but document that I came across, an article that I came across, and I'll just read it to you right here. 71% of B2B decision making happens before a single conversation. 55% eliminate vendors with a weak digital footprint. Now you've lost out on opportunity and money. 84% review online presence before partnership decisions. Now that I am in this part of my career, I do go online. Let's say if someone messages me on LinkedIn and they're wanting to meet with me, I will go directly to their LinkedIn profile to see what they're all about. And if they have a website, I go and look at it to see exactly what it talks about. What are they about? Who are they about? And will it fit my business needs? If I feel like it's not going to fit my business needs, I don't bother with following up. Time is precious, and every single moment, every single time that you have should be investing in building your business, your brand, and your digital presence on LinkedIn, on social media, YouTube. Okay. What should you be doing on LinkedIn? As I mentioned before, in a nutshell, going live on LinkedIn at least monthly, posting 3 times per week, good educational content, and that can be in the form of short form videos, something like this, articles. Let's see, what else? Writing weekly LinkedIn newsletters. I've preached significantly on that. The benefits of writing LinkedIn newsletters: you have your built-in email list, if you will. You can build it on your own, with the help of LinkedIn, because LinkedIn will push out your content for you. For anyone that says, "Oh, I want to subscribe to your LinkedIn newsletter," I don't think it's not for. Well, I think it's for your connections. Yes, for your connections. Let's see here. Yeah, they'll have the option to subscribe to your LinkedIn newsletter, and LinkedIn, on your behalf, whatever content you create, it gets pushed out into their personal email address. Now, God forbid if something were to happen to LinkedIn, it's a great idea, and this is going to bring me to creating a free PDF guide. You can interweave that into your LinkedIn newsletters to help build up your own personal email list, because at that point you'll own it. Let's see. God forbid if the LinkedIn crashes. So I think that's a great idea. You can, in some ways, it's a dual effect here. Um, you can still write your LinkedIn newsletters, and then those get pushed out to the personal email addresses. And then creating, whether it's a free PDF guide or even, let's say, a short clip of a masterclass, you send them like a 30-minute masterclass that you're hosting, get them on the email list. Then you can work on, email marketing, or if you have a marketing team that can help you with the email marketing, nurturing your audience and building up your clientele. And then the last but not least, strategically growing your network by connecting with your ideal avatar. And what I mean by ideal avatar, who are you wanting to serve? Is it B2B clients or B2C? I'm going to tell you from my experience, you will be better off catering to B2B clients. It will trickle down into B2C depending upon your business model. So whenever you're connecting with your ideal avatar, let's say you're wanting to, again, open up a clinical research site and you have a principal investigators course like I do. Well, you want to connect with doctors, nurse practitioners, and I think PAs, at least that's your target audience right there. And then what you can do is you can create content around that particular target audience and how they can probably partner with you at a clinical research site or whatever indications or therapeutic areas. You can go in and talk about that. That is content you can integrate into a LinkedIn Live newsletter post that's going to attract those particular doctors, cardiology, neurology, oncology. So think about that. Whenever you are connecting with people like on your own, you need to be strategic about it and intentional about who you connect with. Now, I would say it's okay to connect with others, but if you're really wanting to build that strong presence, I think it's best to intentionally connect with the people that you are wanting to solve a pain point for, and you've got the solution for them. Okay, we're going to move in how to use one topic to grow your visibility and get big opportunities. And I want to use COVID-19 diagnostic journey. I think that's kind of unique to use. At least I think it is. Okay. So step one, oh, and also if you're wanting to become a site owner, please email me at iam4health@gmail.com for more information. Okay, let's go with step one. I am going to try to talk about this in simple terms, as simple as possible. So, growing your visibility, this is how to do it. You pick one topic. So, the topic of choice is COVID-19. So, you pick one big health topic. So, for example, COVID-19 testing. You could talk about COVID-19 and heart problems, comparative studies. You can talk about COVID-19 vaccines. Step two, you can turn that topic into a big question. So, for example, do people with heart problems respond to the COVID-19 vaccine differently? This will help you think like a researcher, maybe a doctor, and or funder, depending upon what business avenue you are trying to take. Step number three, you turn that question into a simple study idea. So, for example, a comparative study. Now, these are just examples. Comparative studies between people with heart issues, people without heart issues, and how do they respond to the COVID-19 vaccine. Say, for instance, if you are going for a big grant and PCORI is asking you, or you pick one of the grants that's asking you to do comparative studies, this is an example of a comparative study. And usually PCORI grants, it goes up to in the millions. Step number 4, doing what I've been preaching to you to do and what I'm doing now is talking about it online. Some examples: you can use the topic to create easy posts. You can use it to create a newsletter, a live stream, masterclass like this. You can a couple of posts explaining what you learned. So, for example, why COVID-19 testing matters in small towns, how heart problems change vaccine reactions, what are what our rural communities should know about COVID-19 testing. That to me right there is more along the lines of a nonprofit's education material that you can give out to the public, or you can host like master classes or lunch and learns to help the community understand what COVID-19 testing is from start to finish. You can do a series of workshops to help them better understand what it actually entails. Because I know whenever the COVID-19 vaccine came out, it was a big to do. It was really big, and a lot of people didn't understand what was going on. So that would be a good topic to talk about if you're in the nonprofit organization, and even writing a LinkedIn newsletter about it. And yes, you can create a mini webinar on it or a master class on it and invite the public to it, which will lead you to creating a free guide people can download. Now, even if you create a webinar like this or a masterclass like this, or a guide, it can help you. You can build up your email that way. And I can tell you why, because whenever you create a PDF, let's say what our community should know about COVID-19 testing and heart health, it helps you build an email list and gets people to trust you more, because at that point, you're going to start educating them. You're not going to sell them anything. You're going to start educating them on what they need to know, especially if there are questions around it, which there were, and to help them better understand what COVID-19 testing, what it's all about, what it entails, the type of a specimen that's collected, nasal, blood, whatever, serum, and even the PCR testing, that process. I remember doing that in the laboratory. So there are many different ways and many different avenues you can take whenever creating content. And of course, it will help build up your email list. So as a content creator, as a business owner, entrepreneur, that's something you need to be doing, because who are you going to talk to? Who are you going to cater to? You can't cater to yourself. So there are people out there that need your services and your area of expertise. So it's best, again, you start getting yourself out there and creating content, whatever that may be, and get them on your email list to help nurture them and to educate them. And eventually that will turn into a client or high-end partnership. Step number 6, use the same topic for grants and funding. So you can take that same topic and turn it into a simple grant idea. So again, let's say if it's for PCORI or NIH, RWJF, local health organizations, you can take, we want to study how COVID-19 and heart problems affect people in rural areas. If that is the grant opportunity that has been presented to you by your grant manager, then that's something that you can actually talk about. And again, it's still placing you in front of, or you're applying for multi-million-dollar grants, or you're positioning yourself in front of multi-million academic institutions, philanthropists, funders, and so much more. Why does this work? Why would you think it works? So one topic can help you grow your online visibility, talk to big companies, apply for grants. You can teach your community. You become a trusted leader. You don't need a big team or big words. You just need one solid, good idea that solves a pain point in the industry. And I can't say it enough. You need it. You just need that one solid solution. And I guarantee you it will go over well whenever you have done your market analysis in the area that you're wanting to build your business in as a site owner, entrepreneur. So I'm going to ask you today to pick one topic. Use the 7 steps that we just discussed, and you're going to see how your visibility and the opportunities will start coming to you, and how your business will grow, and how your digital footprint will become stronger. And again, one thing I don't want you to fret over is someone not sharing your post, or someone not always commenting on your post. I don't receive a lot of comments on my posts, but it's the DMs that I get. It's the opportunity that I have landed with bigger tech vendors. It's the opportunity that I have landed with PecorNet. And now I'm going to position myself in front of medical schools, again, academic institutions, universities, experienced principal investigators, and large clinical site networks across the United States. It's a huge difference. So again, I want you to think about everything that we talked about, and I want you to add these steps into your business. And also, do not forget to add my 5-step visibility blueprint. Improvise, rinse, and repeat. Last but not least, again, if you are looking to, and I thank everyone for coming to this masterclass. This is just day 1 of 4. Tomorrow, we will be talking about, let's see, tomorrow's topic will be AI, analytics, visibility, and the multi-million-dollar partnerships. I'll go into more details tomorrow. Okay. And again, thank you for coming. And if you are wanting to, as I said, if you're looking to start your own clinical research site, actually, that's the wrong one. Still same thing. Email me at iamforhealth@gmail.com. And again, if you're ready to fill out the application for CSRS Site Ownership Academy, this is www.clinicalscienceresearchsolutions.com/site startup and diversity readiness mentorship. And I need to make sure those, let's see if I can show comments. And they are in the comment section. Okay. Now we've come to Q&A. I'm going to look and see if I have any questions. I don't see any questions so far. Okay, let's see. No questions so far. It is almost 6 o'clock. Okay, well, if there aren't any questions, this will end day 1 live. Actually, I need to go to YouTube and see if I have any questions. Have any questions? No. Okay. Come back for day 2, watch the replay. And if you are ready to start your own site, again, I will tell you, email me at iamforhealth@gmail.com and say in the subject line, CSRS site owner, CSRS site ownership academy application. And then we will get with, email you back within 24 to 72 hours. Usually it's less time than that. All right, that is it. Ciao.